How zealous are we? Okay. This is what Mother said. We read it already, but I'll read it again. 40 years have now passed since true parents started working in America, and you are all grown up. Is it acceptable for children to continue to receive the help of their parents? That means that we are the leaders that Father was talking about, right? Not based on title, but based on our responsibility as children of God, as blessed central families, to lead this nation. I'm speaking of national restoration, politicians, entrepreneurs, academics. We need to bless everyone and create blessed families. This is the way by which this nation in its position can fulfill its responsibility. This is what Mother's been saying for 7 years, right? Every speech is the same. Every speech. This is True Mother's commitment. Who read the letter that True Mother wrote to Father during the Somewell? Wow, so would you please send that to everybody? If you don't have it, I'll send it to you. Please read the letter that True Mother wrote. It's an incredible letter. And in the letter, she made 2 commitments to Father. She said, my resolve is to absolutely restore 7 nations by 2020. My resolve is to register all blessed families in the Chunbo-wan as heavenly tribal messiahs. That's the new building, the new archive building they have at Cheonggyeong. That when you become a heavenly tribal messiah victor, then you're registered there. So True Mother will register all of us before she goes to the spirit world. Even if we didn't accomplish, she will do that. She told us that last time. That's so conditional for her. But her desire is so much to do that for True Father. These are my gifts to you, True Father. So it's amazing. I worked on, I have so many slideshows these days. So last night I worked to kind of pull from different slideshows. But I felt incredibly grateful last night to be alive. To be living at this time. This is the most incredible time in human history. We have to shake ourselves to realize it. We should tell ourselves that every single morning when we look in the mirror. I'm so grateful to be alive today in 2019. Look what's happened. Many people say, well, gee, what has happened in our movement? What really happened? Did true parents really come to save the world? How has the world changed since true parents have been here? How many are wondering that regularly? None of you? You're not being honest. I ask myself that many times. What impact are we really making? Well, look at this, guys. Number one, we never had true parents before. In the history of humankind. Never. Number two, we never had the blessing. Do you realize how significant that is? That humankind before never was in a position to have their marriages blessed directly by God. Isn't it amazing? For 6,000 years of human history, it's amazing. I believe it. I am a believer. I am a total believer. Number three, this is just a picture of team building. These are the early guys. That's Reverend Yu, One Pil Kim. Serious group. The teaching that Father brought was never here before. Did anyone ever question the cross? Did anyone ever question whether it truly was? I'm sure people did question it. But was it publicly discussed what the real mission of Jesus was? How about the fall of man? How much discourse was there that the fall of man was sexual sin? How about any of the other things that True Father brought that was never ever revealed before? This is happening in our lifetime. Isn't that amazing? Yes. I think it's amazing. This is the distribution of the first edition of the Divine Principle. That's Reverend Yu there. This was, I don't know, 50s. True Father used events. There's a lot of discussion whether events are good or not. A lot of people don't like events. You know one person that I know well that doesn't like events? Me. You know why? It's too much work. I'm always involved in the events. But I'm changing my mind about these events. Who went to Yankee Stadium? The old guys. Okay, I went there too. These events, you guys, have changed the world. In the early days, Father did Madison Square Garden. He did Carnegie Hall. Chicago, he did Airy Crown Theater, right? Father did all over the nation, right? So many speaking tours in the beginning. You know, the first time Father went around the country, he got keys to the city in almost every city he went. Father is changing the world. Father has changed the world. Absolutely. Not just Father, but father and mother, true parents. These events are so critical. We'll talk more about it. Look at Father's own witnessing. He showed us every single thing to do. If any of us wonders, gee whiz, what should I do? You know, in my position, I have so many people asking me, guys, what should I do? Father showed us for so many years exactly what to do. Look at this. He is going out, he has no fear whatsoever. I'm sorry, that was nation building. I didn't talk about the different tags, right? So Father was a nation builder, right? Nation building. But also kingdom building. What about Cheongpyeong? I remember the first time I went to Cheongpyeong, I slept in the mud. Who went to the Cheongpyeong in the 70s? Oh, not the 70s, the 90s. I went in the 90s, yeah. But the first time I slept in the mud. It was miserable. If it wasn't for the little hot chocolate vending machines, I don't know if I would have made it. You know those little machines for $0.25? My God, I lived off of that stuff. Even in the middle of the night, I'd get up and go to the vending machine. Holy cow. Anyway, Cheongpyeong is really becoming now the kingdom of heaven, don't you think? It's amazing. We just had a workshop, and Pastor Marcus went. Who else went from here? Teresa went. Okay. We had this workshop. I thought it was an amazing workshop. Nowadays, whatever meetings we have with our leaders are amazing. The times have changed. And we just had a YAYAM meeting workshop also that was fantastic. This workshop is all in. Damien Dunkley is the all-in man. Do you notice that? He's all in all the time. And it was an amazing workshop because it's so true, guys. we've got to get in. And God is really trying desperately to excite us and to get us, regardless of our age, regardless of our situation. This is it. This is what Damien spent 30 minutes talking about, was focus. Okay? You realize if you are in a trajectory, you're going a distance, if you get 1% of a degree off, what happens over time? It's sensitive, isn't it? It's so sensitive. To be all in is a major accomplishment. It means that every day we have to really make so much effort. We have to make a decision that today I'm going to do this rather than that. It's amazing, but it's great because it's the way that we can restore ourselves and our lineage and the nation and the world. This is heaven's course, in my opinion. She's all in. She is all in. Completely. Right now, she's on a world tour. You know this, right? Okay, it's the World Blessing Tour. She started in Sao Tome. She's back in Korea. Later, she'll go to Albania. She'll go to Johannesburg. She'll go to Newark. And actually, the most important stars there are Chicago and Washington, D.C., which she'll be there in spirit, right? So that's what she's going to be doing in the western part of the world. There are actually 4 major cities. There's 8 in Asia: Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Palau, several events in Cambodia. Here's what it looks like. And these are all amazing events. Again, events. In Sao Tome, they already did a blessing. I don't know what the final count was. Their plan was 12,000 couples. Gangnam, Korea, 40,000 rally. Nagoya, Japan, 40,000 rally. That's in my sub-region counterpart in Japan, sub-region 3. Albania, 1,500 couples. Seoul, 4,000. This is the Korean Clergy Leadership Conference, modeled after the American Clergy Leadership Conference. So Mother is determined to get Christianity going in Korea. We know the history of how it hasn't gone, right? How difficult it's been. She's determined also within her lifetime to make this kind of foundation in Korea. Cheongpyeong, 30,000. You know Mother's releasing her autobiography. Do you know about this? Okay. So it's going to happen November 9th. Cambodia for 2 events, 50,000 blessing and a 20-nation summit. That is Southeast Asia Summit. It's going to be a very important meeting. Taipei, Taiwan, 10,000 rally. Palau is a tiny island. She's going there, 1,000 couples. Johannesburg. This is with Hadibe. Hadibe? How do you say his name? Anyway, I have a picture of him. Okay? Hadebe or whatever. He's the prophet. He has such a large following. 200,000. Then, December 28th, Newark, 30,000. That's an incredible schedule, don't you think? So Mother's telling us in America to bless people, and meanwhile, she's doing the same thing. We're not being asked to do anything that true parents aren't already doing. Isn't that amazing? Isn't it amazing to have that kind of leadership? I gotta get happy. I gotta start really smiling more and realizing how amazing it is to be alive at this time. Holy cow. America is ready, I hope. Are you guys ready?
Yeah. We're ready.
Okay. We've already been ready. We've already done some things. What you got to know is that 2020 is so significant in America. Because that picture we saw happened in 1620. And 2020 is 400 years. And for those who have studied the principle, we know the parallels of human history, do we not? We know the importance of the 400 years, 40 years, 21 years, 7 years, etc. This is a big 400-year period. Within that 400 period, it's 40 years the two parents spent together in America. And the last segment is the 7 years that mother just spent from the time the true father ascended. These are all very significant going into 2020. So we wondered, what's this Vision 2020, Mother? You know, it was never explained clearly, was it? Would anybody be able to explain to somebody else what Vision 2020 means? Anybody in the room? It's amazing, right, that we don't understand it. But we're loyal, which is great. But anyway, she explained it to some degree. Number one, it's also the 100th anniversary of True Father's birth. So that's a significant date or benchmark. It's the 400th year since the founding of America. Also, she explained that what needs to happen is that the president or the premier or the leader of the nation with his spouse needs to lead a blessing. That's the first step to restoring the nation. Simple, isn't it? She's getting close. I don't know what happened in Sao Tome. You Japanese members may know. You guys have more information than I ever get. What happened? The president presided in the blessing, right? Was it claimed a victory for restoration, or do you know? Did they state that, or? Mr. Takanaka is checking. The Japanese have all the information. Believe me. Yeah. Anyway, it's amazing. So, already we started this movement, the Peace Starts With Me movement. This is brilliant. Do you not think so? Yes. Okay, we were going to do Madison Square Garden. Dr. Kim said to Mother, hey, Mother, we'd like to do an event for you to come back to America. Mother said, great. So Dr. Kim said, fine, we're going to do something at the Manhattan Center. It'll be easy. We can get 2,500 people in there. It'll be easy. And we can get Mother to come back to America. Isn't that great? So Dr. Kim presented his plan to her. She was not inspired. He couldn't figure out what's the problem. Mother said, why are we going to the Manhattan Center? I want to go to the Madison Square Garden. So we had a big problem. It's 10,000 people. We never did anything for 10,000 people. And we had no name, no program. I think that Koichi Nakai probably came up with this name. Koichi is our media guy. I think he's the first one to come up with this. It's brilliant. Do you not think so? Yes. Because it's true. Everybody, Walt Whitman of the Soul Children, he thinks that's a revolutionary idea. He thinks if people really believe that, that alone would be the road to creating peace. It's amazing. The problem is everybody blames everything on everybody else. Husbands do it on their wives. Wives blame their husbands. Kids blame their parents. Parents blame their kids. Workers love to blame the employers. Employers love to blame the workers. The Democrats blame the Republicans. Everybody blames Trump. It's ridiculous, don't you think so? Yes. And that's the reason why our culture is so corrupted. This is a game changer. It's brilliant. Look what we did already, you guys. It's unbelievable. Look at the crowds in these events. We did it 4 times. Madison Square Garden, Nassau, 11,000 people. LA, City of Refuge, 6,000 people. MGM, a casino in Las Vegas, 5,000 people. We never did anything like that. We never did anything like that. Isn't it amazing? What's amazing about it is that we may think, so what? What's the big deal? It costs a lot of money, believe me. But what kind of impact, what kind of change is there that we can see? I'll tell you one. This guy right here. This is Noel Jones. Noel Jones is one of the most important Christians in the world today. You know why? He's questioning Christianity. He feels that Christian leaders have completely misunderstood Jesus. Have completely misunderstood it. He's of the mind that agrees with Father and Mother about restoring the 7.4 billion people in the world. You know, I was a born-again Christian. I was a missionary when I met the Unification Church. I spoke in tongues. I did the whole 9 yards. I went to healing services. You know, I saw the blind see. I saw the lame walk. I was a believer then too. But the problem with Christianity is that they feel that only a certain number of people are going to be saved. I can't even relate to that anymore. They don't realize how exclusive they are. I went to a meeting with Rick Warren, the Purpose-Driven Life, in California. I was shocked by what he was saying about Islam, about how the religion itself was satanic. We have extremists, and we have those that are abusing faith, of any kind of faith. But I realized that Rick Warren really doesn't. I was so disappointed. The Purpose-Driven Life is the highest selling book in the history of humankind, second to the Bible. No book has sold more. But I realized that he doesn't understand this point. He is so depressed because he feels such a desperation. He just now has done 3 days of education on divine principle. He called Reverend Jenkins. He said, Reverend Jenkins, I've got to study this because I need answers. And I don't know, who went in Las Vegas, who went to the dinner, the ACLC dinner? Some of you went, okay? His testimony was brilliant. He testified to True Mother. He basically said he feels the True Mother is, I don't know, could I say that he felt that she's the most important leader in the world? It's amazing. Now, Naoko Hiraki spent 15 years making the foundation. But it's because of Peace Starts With Me that we were able to make progress with them. For all the events, my job was to fill the house. I was the ticket master for every event. And we went to see Reverend Bishop Jones and Elder Perry. And Bishop Jones said, yeah, you know, we have events here all the time. Typically, we have 300 people come. I said, okay. So when we left, I said to Damien Dunkley, I'm going to make 2,000 tickets today for City of Refuge, a different color. The regular ones were red. So we made yellow tickets. Because at that point, we were desperate. We were not getting much traction from the other churches. I mean, guys, he's got, I don't know, I think he's got 10,000 members in his church. It's crazy not to try to get the people to come from his church, right? So we made 2,000 tickets. So the next meeting we went, I went and I put the tickets on the table. I said, Bishop Jones, we prayed about your number. And somehow we felt that if we help you, you can do much better. He said, great. What can you do? I said, we will give these, if they were free, the tickets were free. We'll give the tickets out after every single event you have at the church. We had 6 or 7 young people with clipboards. Each one had 2 or 3 clipboards. And as people were coming out, we handed them the clipboards. The deal was they had to write their name. We had to have a name to count a seat. That's my policy. For all the events, I didn't count numbers, I counted names. So our kids handed out these clipboards. The people started going crazy. They wanted to sign their name. They wanted to get the tickets. We gave out, I had to print another 1,000. We gave out about 3,000 tickets. I think probably close to 3,000 people came from the City of Refuge. And not only did they come, but I'm telling you guys, they were crazy about it. They were crazy about it. And every single, I went to his service 6 times. Every single time, he talked so much to prepare his people for that day. Unbelievable. So, that's the first very, very important result. Another one is this guy. You guys don't know this guy. I know about this guy very well. Okay? And my mind just went blank. His last name is Crabb, Jason Crabb. Okay, he is a white evangelical Christian he's the kind of guy that would shoot at us if they could. This is the guy the kind of guy that hated us the most. This guy loves us so much. He called me and said, hey, when's your event in Chicago? I said, well, we're not really having a rally. He goes, oh, man, I've got so many people in Chicago. We really want to perform at your event. The Crabb family singers are as famous as any Christian singers. They're a little bit old school. His parents are a little bit old school. But, I mean, he has performed with everybody. He loves us. Unbelievable. It wouldn't happen without Peace Starts With Me. Another one is him, Hezekiah Walker. He's famous. Everybody knows Hezekiah Walker in churches, white, black, Spanish. You know, we went after him first. He was the first guy we went after for Madison Square Garden. He said, absolutely not. I don't get near the Moonies. That's what he said. Okay. I don't know if I have Curtis Farrell's picture here, but Curtis Farrell's another one. Curtis Farrell we linked up with, who's a good friend of Hezekiah. And Curtis called Hezekiah to say, hey, hey, Hez, can we use your song? I know you don't want to get involved, but we want to use your song. Very smart. And Hez said, what do you want to use my song for? And Curtis said, because this is an amazing thing going on, blah, 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 blah. Hezekiah decided to do it. He's done every single one, including Europe. He went to Korea for the 80,000 event rally there. This is an amazing victory, guys. It won't happen unless we do these events. It just won't happen. The other thing is, how can somebody make such an impact in such a short amount of time? Do you think True Parents should have become TV stars? Reality TV stars? How would they do it? Should they become rock musicians, maybe? Maybe they could have done that. I don't know. How are they going to become famous? How are they going to get the attention of the world? That's why we're doing these things. There's another reason I'll tell you too. Another one. This guy. This is him. Whatever his name is. The prophet. The first time I saw him was at Madison Square Garden, wearing blue jeans with holes in the knees, sneakers, and a t-shirt. And he came to me saying, hey, where's the green room? I said, I can show you. I said, who are you working for? I thought he was a stagehand or something. You know? He said, well, I was invited to a meeting. So I said, okay. I took him to the green room. The second time I saw him was a few days later at East Garden. Mother met with these African leaders. That time he was wearing blue jeans without holes in them, the same tennis shoes, and a different t-shirt. This guy has, I don't know, maybe 1 million followers. He's a prophet. He's not a minister. I'm not a religious guy, he said. I'm a prophet. Why am I a prophet? Because I come from the lineage of prophets. And even though I didn't want to be a prophet, I prophesy. So what am I going to do? He's an amazing guy. He's the guy that's doing the 200,000 rally in Johannesburg. Amazing. Africa is completely opening up. Why? Because a peace starts with me. Okay? I'm really trying to do a hard sell about the value of these events, right? But it's true. It is absolutely true. These are game changers. They really are. I was going to show you a whole thing from Nancy Jubb, who's our PR director, of what you can see on social media. It's unbelievable. Even Godable. Who has Godable? I don't know. We've got 3,500, approaching 4,000 users of Godable now, worldwide. What we're doing is really beginning to have an impact. It's quite amazing. So, Chicago. Here we come. Here we go. I know you're thinking we're going to get the hard sell on Chicago. Well, I'll make it a soft sell. However, Chicago is the most important city in America, second to Columbus, don't you think? Yes. That's why I'm so happy to be in Columbus. Anyway, guys, it's going to be fantastic. It's no longer a banquet, it's a gala. How's that? And Sanjanam is very excited to come. So she'll be the keynote speaker. The day before, she's actually speaking at a women's event. And the day after, she's going to speak at Chicago Family Church. We're doing this, the jam. This is the Soul Children's idea. They're going to have a lot of their musician friends from Chicago. You got to understand, I'm not getting a penny from headquarters. Not one penny. They gave me a hard time about money because they ran out of money. We knew we were going to run out of money, but it just happened to run out of money before it was my turn to have the event. And Dr. Kim said, do whatever, God bless you, do whatever you want. I'm there for you. Everybody at headquarters is saying, you've got our back, but you don't have our money. That's fine. I said, fine. I'm going to rise to the occasion because I know we can do it. So I immediately went to talk to Walt Whitman. So we're partnering on this. It's fantastic. This is going to be great. We're going to convert the banquet room, the gala room, from seating, banquet-style seating for 1,300 people to theater seating for 2,000. So if we have this event for 2,000, I mean, it's going to look just like MGM Grand, right? For a fraction, not even a fraction a 0.00 amount of cost. So inexpensive to do it. So we're really excited. We're going to use local talent, people that work with Walt. Walt is an Emmy award-winning. That group is Emmy award-winning and Grammy award-winning. Walt Whitman's he's going to invite Chance the Rapper to come. I don't know if you know who Chance the Rapper is. You may not know Chance. Chance is a famous rapper in Chicago. He's very philanthropic. He gives away a lot of money to social causes in Chicago. So, anyway, that's that. Then we also want to do something on Sunday for our second gen. So there's something being put together for that. Already we sold 35.4% of our tickets. Uh-oh. Not true. I recorded you as 2 tables and it was only 2 tickets, right? So we're probably at 34.8%. Okay? We're almost at 35%, which is great, right? And as of last night, District 6 is finally on the map. You were not on the map until last night. Pastor Marcus. This is the way it's going. So we have, those are weeks. We have some weeks left, but we have to get busy. We have to focus. We have to get excited, don't you think? Okay, I know. Anyway, I'll show you. I know all the limitations. Here's the venue. This is a fantastic place. It's the newest hotel, the newest 5-star hotel in Chicago. And it's right in this historic area. This is Bronzeville. Okay, Bronzeville is a very famous part of Chicago. It was Skid Row before. Okay? Totally gentrified and restored. It's a very cool area. It's right next to McCormick Place. That's the room. It'll hold 2,000 theater style, 1,300 banquet style. Look at the windows. They're 30 feet high. All along the one wall. You see the entire city of Chicago from there. We're on the 4th floor. I was there on Friday. I had a meeting with the lady, the sales lady. I said, let's go to the ballroom if it's open. So we did. I sat right there in front of the view. It's amazing, guys. It's totally inspiring because you don't feel like you're locked up in most of these hotel ballrooms are really boxes, right? But suddenly we're right there with the city. It's great. You can see other parts of the building are the same. This is the foyer, all open. This is the escalator going up to our floor. That's the lobby. That's the coffee shop. And that's the location. It's very near the lake. That's McCormick Place. It may be the largest exhibit facility in America. Okay? Before the Hyatt Regency, True Mother stayed there. True Mother spoke there at one of our morning meetings. She also spoke at the Airy Crown Theater. No, she spoke above the Airy Crown Theater. I'm sorry. It's a great, great place. Close to the airport, 21 miles from O'Hare, 10 from Midway. But this is the driving distance for everybody. So people may think I may be insensitive to all the cost of coming to Chicago. I'm hypersensitive to all the cost. But I think you guys can manage it. These are the distances. You're going to have to pay for gas. You're going to pay for vehicles. You're going to have to pay for food. You're going to have to pay for lodging. But I know you can do that, right? Okay. So I made it very easy for everybody. You don't have to go to MapQuest or Google to find out the distance. You just open up my chart. It's very accurate. Our organization, this is the thing that's most important to me. We're doing this as a team. All of our team members are on board. Even Pastor Marcus is on board. Can you believe it? I wouldn't say he was always on board. But as of last night, he's on board. No, he's always been good. This is our team. This is an amazing team, guys. This is the Midwest America team. Everybody is so dedicated. This is our pastor group in Chicago. This is another very important group. You know, this group, we meet 1 week before the prayer breakfast. We started this back in 2007 when I was the pastor in Chicago. I don't think Till Barrett, if he's in Chicago, he never misses it. He does not schedule any appointment on the morning of our core pastor's prayer breakfast. Not prayer breakfast, but morning breakfast. It's at 8 o'clock in the morning. We do it at a couple. This place, this is a real soul food place, believe me. It's amazing. This is the place we see politicians coming in all the time. 2 months ago, we were having our breakfast, and Jesse Jackson Jr. came in and came over and sat with us. We spent 30 minutes with Jesse Jackson Jr. It's just that kind of place. But this is our core pastors group. They're really fantastic. The team, the ownership, we are owners. So district pastors are responsible for the success. Right? Where's Garen? And Yusin? Great. Isn't that great that they're taking responsibility like that? Thank you, Yusin. You are incredible. So we don't call it a leadership team, we call it an ownership team. Also, we have affiliates, different organizations that are helping us. Outreach. We're reaching out to, these are the people we're reaching out to. We've divided it all up, these different sectors. And we made goals, very clear goals for ticket sales. And we're sticking to this. And actually, we're accomplishing it. The 35% we have is based on this plan. There's 1,300 at the bottom. District 6, 200. You guys are so lucky you're not in District 7. Look at that number. 630. I'm responsible for that one. That's a lot, don't you think? I don't know if I can do that. District 8 is 200. Around the rest of the country, 270. We already have 200 people from around the country coming. So they're excited about it. So, see what it looks like in your district. Columbus, 100 tickets. How many tickets do you have?
I've got 98 of them right here.
He has 98 because he bought 2. That's what put you guys on the map. So, anyway, we discussed this. We talked about it, several conference calls. Every one of these community leaders agreed to it. To me, it's great to make a plan and keep it. It's great to make a plan and keep it. How do we do that? We do it through multiplying ourselves, right? This is what we're doing. This is what we did in Vegas, by the way. You know, in Vegas, they had 6 people. 6 people doing the outreach, guys. 6 people. Can you imagine? How can they bring 6,000 people with 6 people? By this. By multiplying themselves. It's exactly what we did. And the champion of multiplying himself was Akira Watanabe, the CARP director in Las Vegas. He became brilliant at this. So in this case, we're focused on one table, which is 10 people. Get people for one table, and one person there becomes your ambassador to get 10 more. And from that table, someone becomes an ambassador to get 10 more. That's what our whole tribal messiahship should be like, don't you think? We bless people, then they find other people. When you're witnessing, your best witnessers are your spiritual children. They're the best. You know, the fresh spiritual children reach out to others. Another thing we have to understand about continuous improvement. Everything is based on investment. I love making plans and fulfilling the plans. If you have problems along the way, you know, you work, you check, you make adjustments, and you start all over again. So, Pastor Marcus, please do this.
Yes.
Okay? If you have issues, problems, you can work it out. The other side of it is money. Money, money, money. So, District 6, 200, which is 20 tables, right? 20 tables is not much, do you think? You think it's a lot? Okay, I think it's not a lot. But also, we're asking for donation, $210. Now, we're being asked for so many things, aren't we? So you may think I'm insensitive to that. I'm hypersensitive because I'm a payer too, you know? So we've got Chunbo coming up, right? We've got the $5,000 National Victory Fund, right? We've got going to Chicago, the tickets. If we go to the Jam, that's another $35. If the kids go to the next step, that's another $40, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Everywhere you look, people want our money. Right? So what should we do? Should we be negative about that? Should we be frustrated about that? I have been negative about it. I've been frustrated about it. My wife won't talk to me about it. If I'm frustrated and negative, she doesn't want to have any give and take with me about it. So I've decided that every time I'm asked for something more, I'm going to count it a blessing. We have to work it out. We know how much we have. We know how much we can do. We know how much we can give. But we need 240 people to give $210. I need $50,000. I can't get it from headquarters. It's not I that need it. We need it. We're on the way. I didn't have the statistics. I was going to tell you how much has already been collected. Okay? So, do your best, okay? I'm not going to not give everybody opportunity to do everything. And I'm also a giver myself. I give a lot of money too. Believe me. You know? At least 50% of the trips I take to Korea, I pay for myself. Dr. Kim does too. You know, Dr. Kim spends so much money himself. He's very philanthropic. God bless the philanthropic people. You know? Here you have a lot of givers. It's amazing. Look at this. Our offering. Well, I wanted to show you how philanthropic our sub-region is. You know, there are three areas that True Mother really is emphasized on. First is Heavenly Tribal Messiahship, right? So even these events, the event in Chicago, why not bring your Tribal Messiah contacts? Do you think that would be a good idea? Yes. That's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing with my wife. We're bringing our Tribal Messiah contacts, the ones that we want to go to the 43 level, because we want them to have a great experience with our movement. I don't have exact numbers, guys, but I think it's close to 40 accomplishers so far in our sub-region. And 3 victors. That means they have 43. This number may not be exactly right. But we're definitely making progress, and it's moving on. We have about 30 people that are working on it right now in Chicago, you know, that are not accomplishers, that are making effort to do it. National Victory Fund, we just talked about it. This is what we have so far. The National Victory Fund is a fund for $7 million. Damien Dunkley and I came up with this idea. To have one place where all of our donations go. And it kind of went a little bit rogue after our original idea. But it ended up being $7 million. $7 million. You know what? Today, that's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. We bought a building in Chicago for $2 million that I didn't have. And we bought it without taking out a mortgage. So where there's a will, there's a way. The $7 million, $2 million of that is going into the World Fund. Now, Father asked Dr. Kim so many years ago, or he told Dr. Kim, America should be financing all of the worldwide activities. Why not? It's the wealthiest country in the world. Dr. Kim took that very seriously. When Mother talked to him about it again, he began saving money every single month from the operations fund from headquarters to raise $10 million. We actually have $8 million in that fund. And we need to raise $2 million more. So right now you can see that we have almost $2 million nationwide. In our sub-region, we've collected almost $215,000. In the Midwest sub-region, we have the least number of people of any sub-region in America. It's amazing to me. It's really amazing to me. In District 6, you've given almost $60,000 to the National Victory Fund. So I applaud you. Why don't you applaud yourselves? Did great. The last thing is the event in New York. At that time, they're going to launch the World Clergy Leadership Conference. So this is Mother's idea. And surely Noel Jones is going to be very much involved in that. And other pastors too. You know, the Messiah is to restore Christianity. Is that correct? So this is such an important part of their mission. That's the Prudential Center. It's enormous. It almost looks twice as big as Madison Square Garden, but because of the way it's laid out. It's beautiful. It's brand new. It's incredible. So that's the package. That's really what we want to offer to True Mother for this year of 2019. And we want to do our best. Guys, anyway, don't you think we should get excited? I mean, guys, if it's true that true parents of the Messiah, isn't it amazing to be living at this time in history? Yes. I'm choosing to believe it. There's a lot of reasons not to, maybe. There's a lot of people writing to me all the time, telling me I should believe in something else. But I'm not going there. And I'm so grateful that I have something to live for. The other thing about the events is if we didn't have these kind of things pushing us, what would we do? What would we do as a movement? Would we be initiating things ourselves? Or would we be rather dormant? I think we'd be dormant. Don't you? Yeah. So, to me, it's like, my gosh, we're being given these opportunities to build the kingdom of heaven. It's unbelievable. And I apologize if you guys think I'm just a snake oil salesman this morning. I didn't really. I mean, we could have a deep sermon, but I think this is critical stuff. It's critical stuff. Our faith is on the line right now. Our faith is on the line. When I joined the church, I really thought we were going to change the world. I thought in 3 years it was done. Who else believed that? Hold up your hand. I mean, we believed it, you guys. We were crazy excited about it. Why? Because we had tasted the other side. I tasted the other side, and I didn't want to be there. You know, that was the great thing about us. I was 25 years old. I already had a lot of experience. And I didn't want to have anything to do with that side of life. Wow. But things haven't changed. It's the same message. It's the same mission. It's the same true parents. And yes, we're getting a little bit older, and yes, we have a ton of experience. And we got a ton of baggage, don't we? Yes. Holy cow. That's what's great about moving, guys. You ever move? Man, you can throw away a lot of stuff. Isn't that amazing? You throw away stuff you thought you would never live without. And suddenly you throw it away and you're liberated, are you not? Yes. Oh my God, we have to liberate ourselves. We have to get rid of all of this stuff. And we have to really be all in. And people may think, guys, that's so extreme. If I give it all away, I'll have nothing left. That's not what I learned in the principle. I learned that whatever you give away comes back, does it not? We know people that practice that. God bless them. So I'm sorry if I'm a little fanatical. I'm not. I'm telling you, I was not this way a couple days ago. But I decided to be. I'm not going to complain anymore to anybody about anything. How about that? I mean, Damien Dunkley was getting tired of my complaints. One time he just listened and he said, "Is that all?" I said, "Yes, that's all." He said, "Okay. See you later." He didn't want to have any give and take with it. And he's right. We cannot complain. If we we can talk to God about it. So, I'm going to invite you guys, in whatever way we can, let's get all in. What I envision for this event in Chicago is our members, of course, but guests. I envision guests. You know, we did Madison Square Garden. We had 30% guests, 70% members. 7,000 members, 3,000 guests. When we did Nassau, because it's the same market, the members were not inspired to do it again. That event, we had 11,000 people, 30% members, 70% guests. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. And it was fun. It was exciting. I was responsible for the tickets. I dealt with all the buses. The buses came full of excited people. It was unbelievable. So, for this event, guys, we have to get outside of these walls. Mother's telling us to restore the 7.4 billion people of the world. It's probably 7.5 or 7.6 now, since the last time she started talking about it. How do we do it? We have to really engage other people. Just become friends. Reach out to people. You know, we have some amazing examples of this. You know CARP in Grand Rapids? Yeah. It's one African family. 9 kids. You know, mostly one guy, Josue, who's a short guy. He's so short, he can't see well. This little guy is a monster because he has no apprehension about befriending people. They started this amazing CARP chapter at the Grand Rapids Community College. After the first year, they got Club of the Year award. Every event that he invites students to, the college pays for it. The college gives him a grant for it. Covers transportation, registration fee, food, lodging, the whole 9 yards. So Josue went 2 years to Grand Rapids, started a chiropractor. Now he's going to another college called Davenport. A few days ago, they had their club launch, right? 27 people signed up. I wish I could show the pictures. It's an amazing picture of the table with pictures of true parents on the table, the autobiography on the table, and these students sitting right there in the midst of all that stuff, signing up. No questions asked. No qualms whatsoever. And I have these pictures of Josue with his arm around a Caucasian guy, another was his arm around a Spanish guy, another was his arm around another African American guy. I'm thinking, man, wouldn't it be great if we could really begin to communicate with people outside of these walls that would get excited about living at this time in history too? So that's why we got to be excited. You know? Joshua is excited. What's amazing is he called me, he said, man, I'm having trouble getting an advisor at Davenport, the new college. Then he said, wait. I'm going to go talk to the guy the entrance guy, the administrative guy that got me to come to Davenport. I'm going to go back to him and try to get him to be the advisor. So he did. He went to the guy that solicited him to go to college there, and he solicited that guy to be the advisor. The guy said yes, he's reading Father's autobiography, and he wants a copy of the Divine Principle. Isn't that amazing? It's a totally different time. Dr. Kim's talking now about being more and more in the direct dominion. So this baggage we've got is all related to past stuff. And this is a new time. I think we got to be excited. I think if we're not excited, I don't think our young people are going to be excited. If we're excited, they're going to wonder what's all the excitement about. Right? So anyway, sorry to be such a salesman. I'm not on commission. But I think it's great for us to make an offering as a sub-region. I think we have an incredible sub-region. The YAM Summit, our young people were incredible. Raina, did you have a good time? Don't you think our group is incredible? I think it's outstanding. It's outstanding because, and your daughter, the Callahan, Aika, not Aika. She spells it like Aika, right? Aika's wild, but she's fantastic. Anyway, our young people are incredible. We have everything to be hopeful about. So, all right? I didn't make anybody mad? No? Oh, shoot. If I make you mad, then we can really get things going. Anyway, let's do our best, and let's offer it up. The next thing is we have to think about going to New York. You know? I had to make a pledge, did I not? I had to make a pledge, so. All right, let me pray. Dear Heavenly Parent, we're so grateful for your love and for your grace and for the chance that we have to be alive at this time. It's incredible that we met our true parents. It's incredible that we have stayed involved in this movement for so many years. And we pray that now, as we are approaching the harvest time, especially with our true mother, she's so determined to accomplish very specific things within her physical lifetime. It's an incredible blessing to be able to work together with her, side by side. We can feel the presence of our true Father. We pray for him in the spiritual world. We can't imagine what it must be like, but I think it's going to be amazing when we meet up again with our true Father. We pray for our true mother that she can prepare now for her next trip. She just finished Chuseok holiday in Korea. She has 11 more destinations by the end of this year. Please give her strength, give her courage, confidence, as well as health and safety during this time. Especially, we pray that we can give her complete confidence about America. That America, as the elder son, will really stand in a position of fulfilling its responsibility. It's all what we want. We want a place where we can raise our families, an environment we can raise our families that's free and safe and centered on God. But at the same time, we've got to make sure that our communities and states and the nation and the world are also safe. You're giving us that opportunity to create great value locally as well as internationally through our work. It's incredible. Bless all of those who are partnering with us. Noel Jones, Hezekiah Walker, Jason Crabb, the prophet in Africa, all of those who have met us and who are inspired. We pray that that inspiration turns to commitment and understanding and fulfillment of great things in this next time period. After 2020, we're off to a new goal. Our true mother already explained that she's planning for the succession of leadership in our movement to her grandchildren. And that our next goal, our next target is going to be 2028. We'll never stop. And our true mother is so determined to keep going as long as she physically can. And we want to do our best to be there to support her at the same time, to be the leaders and the champions here at home. Bless this congregation, bless the leaders here, all the families, all generations. I pray for great success in all that is done here. And I want to offer this report in my name, David Rendel, Blessed Central Family, Aju. Thanks, everybody.